There are lots of things that I don't really know about. I'm not an expert in something like love. I don't really get how all that stuff works, pal. But when it comes to video games, I feel like I have a pretty good finger on the pulse when it comes to what is happening. Now, sometimes I'm right about things, sometimes I'm wrong about things. But when there is proof that I was 100% correct on something that did get quite a bit of pushback from people, I'm probably going to make a video on it, as you see here today, because we got proof of something that I was trying to tell you guys about, but many people rejected my message. You did the same thing to Jesus when he was on this earth too. Now, I'm not saying I'm Jesus, but maybe I do have more Christ-like qualities than I give myself credit for. So what am I talking about? What has me excited to make this video today and show you guys proof that I was right about something? Well, let's just hop straight into it here. There was an interesting announcement this morning involving The Outer Worlds 2. Now, The Outer Worlds 2 is, of course, a game that is coming to us from Obsidian. It is being published by Microsoft because Microsoft owns Obsidian. I was a huge fan of the first game. I thought the first game was super fun. Definitely had that Fallout style. The story was interesting. The world was interesting. And this was a game that I was looking forward to. It's obviously, going to be a Game Pass game. So you kind of got to be a little bit worried because sometimes Game Pass games aren't exactly the highest quality when they are a first party title. There's things missing. They don't match up to some of the other sequels in the franchises, but I'm keeping an open mind about The Outer Worlds 2, and I'm definitely looking forward to this game. Well, when this game was announced, there was a whole situation around the price of the game, because while many Xbox gamers are, of course, going to play it on Game Pass because not a lot of people on Xbox buy games. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at yourself for not buying games. I buy games on Xbox unless they're on Game Pass, and then I'm not going to buy it. Like, that's just how I operate. But the price of this game was going to be $79.99, and Microsoft talked about this. This was during when they raised the prices of consoles because of things happening in the real world, and it was definitely a situation that soured a lot of people on the game when it comes to the Steam and PlayStation 5 owners, because they don't have Game Pass in order to get this game. They're going to have to actually buy the game. But there was an interesting update on this today. The Outer Worlds is dropping price to $69.99. We're focused on bringing players incredible worlds to explore, and we'll keep our full-priced holiday releases, including The Outer Worlds 2, at $69.99, in line with current market conditions. Users can receive refunds at the point of purchase starting today/tomorrow. So, hey, now it's not $80. And according to this, our full-priced holiday releases from Xbox, including The Outer Worlds 2, so I'm guessing Call of Duty as well, everything is staying at $69.99, the $70 price point, which of course was introduced during this current console generation that we have with the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series platform. So you would think that this is good stuff. Now the people, if you look in the comments, people saying, oh, bullying works. Pre-orders must have not been out of this world. Never say bullying works. Sorry about the ridiculous price. And, there is some degree of truth to that. But that's not what I'm talking about with this. I honestly don't care about the price of the game being, reduced by $10. I care about the bigger story here, because if you've been watching this channel for any length of time, you would know that there is something that brings my piss to a boil, something that aggravates me more than anything, and it's something that people have fought back with me on tooth and nail, saying that I'm just talking out of my ass about it and I don't understand. Yet there is 100% proof within this tweet right here, within this information provided by Microsoft themselves, that shows you that it is absolute bullshit that you have been spoon-fed, and you eat it up. You eat it up. We are focused on bringing players incredible worlds to explore, and we'll keep our full-price holiday releases, including Outer Worlds 2, at $69.99, in line with current market conditions. Wait just a goddamn minute here. Wait just a minute. You told me that market conditions... No. Put it on me. You told me that market conditions were why you had to raise the price of Xbox consoles and Xbox accessories. You told me that market conditions were why you had to raise the price of Xbox games starting this holiday season to $80. But now all of a sudden, this is in line with market conditions. We don't need to change the price to $80. $70 is the market condition now. What happened? What happened in the market? What happened in the market to make this an applicable thing to do right now? Nothing. Nothing has changed. If anything, there's been more changes since you raised the price of things and never brought the prices back down. And I made a video on that saying that Xbox and Nintendo were being greedy with the price increases because they did it because of what they thought tariffs were going to do. But when tariffs were changed and it wasn't a problem anymore, they never reduced the prices of this. But they like to use that term, market conditions, current market conditions, world economic conditions and stuff like that. And it's all bullshit. I tried to tell you guys that this was bullshit, but so many people fought me on this. So many people. And I was bewildered. Like, are you people younger maybe? And you don't understand kind of how the world works? You can't sit there and talk about record profits when you're Xbox, when you're Nintendo, when you're PlayStation, and then raise the price of stuff, lay people off, make way for the AI revolution to take over things, and just expect people to spoon feed it and eat it up. Because there are people that will do that because they don't know any better. But if you are someone who understands how business works and how things work and can literally look at things and see how they're going, and when you see those record profits and you see those huge bonuses going to people, but they're still raising the price of stuff, you have to realize the video game industry is bullshit. The video game industry is all about making money. You do not matter. You do not matter. You are a consumer. They want to get as much money out of you as possible. And we have seen tons of cases of companies saying the quiet part out loud. We just talked the other day about Ubisoft saying microtransactions make a game fun. And I told you guys, video game companies are not your friend. They want to get the most money out of you. And if that means raising prices of things, if that means changing the price of things, as long as that product is selling, as long as that product is doing what they are intending to do and making them money, they're going to make the prices as high as possible because they want to see how much they can squeeze out of you before this, you turn into stone, and then you can't get blood from a stone anymore. You can't do it. There's nothing to juice anymore out of. So then you have to adjust to things. And it's oh my God. I'm actually doing this because there's something in my eye, but it shows the emotion that I'm talking about here. Seeing this absolutely infuriated me, in line with current market conditions, because this is what I have been telling you guys about. This is what I have been talking about. Current market conditions, and using terminology such as that is essentially just gaslighting you into believing that these products need to cost more money. And I get it. Video games cost more money to make. Companies have to sell more copies of games to break even and all that sort of stuff. But why is that my fault? Why is that my problem? I'm just a consumer. I am consuming what you give to me. What it costs you to make is not really any of my business. How many copies you need to sell is not really any of my business. So it's just such a crazy situation here. And it's something that I was right about. Like I'm 100% right on this. It is a blanket term used to make business decisions that consumers are not going to like. And fanboys of these platforms will just gobble it up. They'll be like, oh, market conditions, when you can clearly see that these companies are making so much money right now and talking about record profits. But the market conditions can change on a whim, evidently. You could decide, oh, okay, we can't do this right now because people aren't buying this thing, and then just change what the market condition is, even though the market itself has not changed. Nothing has changed within the marketplace to make this game $10 cheaper and other Xbox games $10 cheaper, unless they're not selling, unless the pre-order numbers don't look very good. Now, I do think it's admirable to do refunds on this, but I'm not going to necessarily celebrate this like many people are. Oh, bullying works, blah blah blah. No, what it boils down to is companies are getting exposed. Video game companies are getting exposed with things like this. And now, more than ever, I think more people are going to open their eyes to this and be like, hey, you know what? Maybe RGT was actually right about this whole market conditions thing, using it as a blanket term to just do whatever the hell you want. And then now this is a situation where they are reaping the results of their decision to do that. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Let me know in the comments section down below, though. What do you think? Do you still believe that, current market conditions is a viable term to use? And, if you do, that's fine. I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make it drink. But you're not going to change my mind on this. Just like you couldn't change my mind a couple of months ago when many people tried to. I stood my ground. I told you guys this was the reason it was what it was. And it's nice to be proven right about this. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're new. Hit the like button. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.